In fact, I heard a discussion yesterday and they were talking about how long January is. January has 40 days. You know, this only happens when you have spent all your money and you're waiting for the January salary, so it becomes very long. I bring you the headlines from different newspapers in Nigeria. It's amazing how things happen overnight, how news keep making the rounds, things happening everywhere you turn. So I bring you the headlines and then we'll get to talk about the big stories. After I give you the headlines, we'll talk the issues in the news, the buzz, what people are discussing. I have Rufai Seni by my side. He is the regular analyst on the program, and Obed Awede will be joining to analyze some of the top stories. So let us begin this morning. We'll start with the Punch newspaper. Tinubu orders 2 trillion naira poverty relief fund. Probe Edu faces EFCC today. That's in the Punch newspaper. Court stops Emefiele's rearrest. EFCC rejects 100 million naira fine. Dangote set for production as crude supply hits 6 million barrels. That's it in the Punch newspaper. And also here it says TB Joshua enslaved Westerners, disciples alleged in BBC documentary. Governorship aspirant sponsoring certificate forgery claim against Ayedatiwa, says the aide. Scores missing as bandit kills 7 in fresh Benue attacks. That story is in the Punch. Ogu Assembly promises justice for slain OOU graduate preacher. Quite a sad one there. In the Punch newspaper also. Now let's go to the Nation. The Nation newspaper this morning. Tinubu dismisses CEOs of FCCPC, BPE. And finally, Kayode Lord's late TB Joshua amid BBC investigative report. Court fines federal government EFCC 100 million naira for unlawfully detaining Emefiele for 5 months. And in the Nations, we have that the Supreme Court upholds Alia's victory as Benue governor. Now, the writer to that story says governor dedicates victory to his people. Apex Court reserves judgment in a boy governorship dispute. Now to the Daily Trust newspaper. 585 million naira scandal. Aso Villa pass of suspended Betta Edu withdrawn. Insecurity MPC exclude the 6 Borno local governments from demographic health survey. FCTA may introduce unified standard transportation system. That's in the Daily Trust newspaper. Episodes of hatchet job on TB Joshua. The report is in Daily Trust. The federal government activates automated passport application for Nigerians. And we also have here in the Daily Trust, I think the last story before we move to another paper, Glow subscribers to be barred from calling MTN line, says NCC. Now to the Guardian newspaper this morning, EFCC quizzes embattled Edu others as anti-graft uproar heightens. Now the writer says Nigerians hail suspension as security aides stop Edu from meeting Tinubu. We cannot question Tinubu. His action is consistent with law, says Uzodinma. I am not a signatory to company linked to Edu, Interior Minister says. Okay, interesting. Now also in the Guardian newspaper, it's a blackmail to discredit me ahead of polls. Ayedatiwa denies certificate forgery. DSS, EFCC should probe CBN over naira scarcity, federal government told. And the reps blame Agriculture Ministry for delay in sharing Tinubu's palliatives. Now the writer says senators did not receive any palliatives from federal government, Abbas declares. Another headline here says federal government automate passport application system. Now to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, Obi slams the federal government over lavish borrowing spending. It says, the writer says, debt burden will soon wreck economy. That's what Peter Obi says in the Vanguard newspaper. 585 million naira graft suspended. Betta Edu denied access to Tinubu. Unlawful detention court orders federal government to pay 100 million naira to ex-CBN Governor Emefiele. And also have here that kidnappers adopt 70-year-old RCCG elder in Ogun State. That's in the Vanguard. All of the details is there. To the Sun now, Abia North APC supports groups hail Kalu, and suspended Minister Betta Edu whisk away in security truck. And the writer says denied access to Tinubu. Asurok tag withdrawn. AFCC begins grilling today. Federal government wrecking Nigerians' economy with huge debt, says Obi. That's in the Sun newspaper. And the APC fixes February 17 for Edo Global primaries. And finally, let's take a look at this day newspaper. We have here that court orders the FCC to pay Emefiele 100 million naira for unlawful detention. And another story here says contagion as Tunji Ojo distances itself from payment by humanitarian ministry. That story is right here. You get it in this day newspaper. Now, these are your headlines this morning. We'll move now to look at the top stories, discuss it. I'm connecting with Rufai for the analysis of all of the stories this morning. If you're a regular, we're happy to have you join us this morning. Good to have you come on board. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. What I want you to do right now is to just go straight to YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and be part of the conversation there on YouTube. Join, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones. Share it with your loved ones. Let them know what we are doing here in VOP. Now to the stories here. I'm connecting with Rufai, so I will connect with him and then we'll talk. But the big story here this morning, quite a number of them, is what Tunji Ojo discussed yesterday on a very popular television station, talking about the defeat of the immigration service. Now that they said your passport, if you have a need to change name, all of that, you don't need to go to Abuja. You could do that from the comfort of your home. He talked about other things. He talked about how you could now apply for your passport from the house. You could do all of that. All you need to do is just have your internet, and then you'll be able to do that. And also, if you have issues, you can the customer care for you, that you can just you call the customer care and they will attend to you. They're there 247. And they said by March, hopefully, you would not have to go to the office to go capture, because after your application you still have to go to the office to go capture. But he's saying that you wouldn't do that after March. I have Rufai on the line with me. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Bless you so much, Mary. Yesterday, President Tinubu's government started to smell with the excreta of corruption. And President Tinubu needs to wash himself of this corruption, because his government is now becoming the corruption king government. My shocking hunch yesterday, and I feel even better, I should have raised that long ago before they suspended that. My shocking hunch yesterday was to discover that another minister's company too was involved.
Go
Minister Interior Tunji Ojo,
yes,
in the process of trying to defend, what he has done as regards, and kudos to him. We might have done well in immigration, but that thing is a very big offense. He claimed he's no longer the director of the company, has resigned from the company, but you are still a shareholder in the company. Are you not supposed to keep those shares in trust, so the proceeds of that money come back to you one way or the other? So there's no way he can exonerate himself from what is going on. It needs further explanation, and in the holistic review, then they should ask them further questions. they should ask them for that question in the holistic review. There's no way he can exonerate himself.
Really? I thought yesterday I listened when he personally denied it, said his company is not benefiting from this, the New Planet Project Limited.
He claims he's still a shareholder in that company. He's no longer a director. Yes, he resigned in 2019 when he was about to assume public position, but still a shareholder in that company.
So now,
he just a convoluted level of corruption. And the question is, that's why you even see with contracts. Where were those contracts even advertised in the first place? What was the due process? Huh? We remember with government contracts during the Revolution of Obasanjo's time, there was somebody called Madam Due Process, which we all remember.
Yes.
Issued that with due process. So President Tinubu's government thinks of corruption.
This was...
It will go, because even how many months we're already seeing all of this, then it speaks volumes. Only God knows what more is going on.
Before you came on board, before I connected to you, I was just talking about Tunji Ojo's achievement with immigration and how he has made some of our transactions with the ministry simple and all of that. And then I know that this allegation concerning his involvement with the Betta Edu Gate, because that's what we call it now, Betta Edu Gate, he tries to exonerate himself. But for what you said, we need to do more investigation. And people are lauding the move of the president for the suspension of Betta Edu. In fact, they said her tag to the Aso Villa was taken from her. She couldn't access the president and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, we laud and we give kudos to President Tinubu to check himself. He should check properly. There should be forensic audits across all the ministries now. He should be checking what's going on. Because you see, you can take action when an embarrassing situation happens, but it's not as good as nipping that situation in the bud. So is this how taxpayers' money and the money of Nigerians are being freely spent? Or what? That's why I say it's an excreta of corruption that has been smeared on their administration.
Some people have turned this to a gender discussion that put a woman there and look at what she has done. I keep telling everybody, this is not about a man or a woman issue. This is not a woman, they steal more than men or anything. It's not about
It's not a man or a woman issue. It's the brazen disregard for people and the people of Nigeria. It's the brazen face of reign of impunity and corruption. And it didn't start today. See, I was reading Lasisi Olagboju's article, very detailed one, where he was talking about corruption in Abuja. And he started citing newspaper reportage of corruption cases, how people influence positions for themselves, even way back 1951-52 in Nigeria. So I'm sure it's even as long as man. But the question is, how do we make people truly pay for it? How do we make people truly pay for it? That's just it. It is not today. Civil administration.
Okay.
And better.
Yeah.
Better.
Now, after the suspension, we're waiting to see the end of it. There should be prosecution, there should be proper investigation, and then prosecution. I know in China, you see ministers, you see former people, government office holders, they are being persecuted, sentenced, So it's usually just ending suspension and all of that. We want to see the end. That's when we'll say, the president is really fighting corruption.
I mean, when you look at it, you want to ask, why are we even going to have this level of draconian corruption in the first place? I would not suggest that we do like China, where we are, doing very extreme measures. But what I would say, let the full wrath of the law, and let us put measures in place that will not make people corrupt again. That's just it. So Betta should face the full wrath of the law. If she's found guilty, she should be investigated. We are simple. We can't build the country this way now. Okay, look at it, Mary, now. They've been telling us to tighten our belts. You are hearing about Betta's own. Do you know the one that went up in the National Assembly? Just like how we heard them. I mean, President Tinubu's government is so dogged by corruption. We are hearing Betta's own today. Just like how we heard about presidential yachts. Now, just like how we heard about the National Assembly. So there's so much cases here and there. Government started this be one litany of woes or the other at the expense of the people. All the biggest stories in the land are big stories about corruption, even big stories about his own certificate and all of that. I mean, we also saw the conflicting reports in his papers with the Chicago papers, which till today, yes, because people have not been able to effect them in a local court here and all of that because of jurisdiction and all of that. But these are matters that are pending. So it's from top to bottom.
It all rises and falls on leadership.
The variation in the details in the Chicago case, these things are still pending. 1 minute, Lagos College, I mean, what school did you go to? Another one, we are seeing different variations here and there. There are so many things now.
You said it some time ago when we had a conversation. You said that you had a conversation with a dear friend of yours, were highly placed as a time in the country, and then he talked about if the president really want to stop a lot of all this, that the president has so much power to stop things, to make things work. I don't know if you remember talking about that.
Okay, you're breaking. What did you say again? Say it again.
Okay. No, I'm just reiterating that everything rises and falls on leadership. That I remember you talking about a friend of yours that you had a conversation with some time ago that talked about the president of the country, especially our country, Nigeria, has enormous powers to stop a lot of all of this corruption, to stop a lot of things.
That is as good as a lot of power. So earlier he starts to use those powers, for the betterment of Nigeria, the better it is. But there's just too much corruption. And all of this, we've not even started to look into what's going on in the NNPC. I'm sure that's another revelation. That if we decide to start, if we start looking at that one, we'll not leave here today.
Let's move to other stories. We have here that a court stops Emefiele rearrest, EFCC rejects the 100 million naira fine. No, there is a 100 million naira fine on the federal government for illegal detention of Emefiele for about 5 months. EFCC, they reject it, and that's the state of things with Emefiele.
Yeah, Emefiele went to court to ask for his rights to be upheld and all of that. So, and the court came back saying that, illegal detention. Don't forget that EFCC was trying to rearrest him at a certain point in time. And all of that matter raged on for a while. So, and, it's been back and forth. He sought the court. And let's not forget that the court order had been given before, about him being released. But the EFCC just wanted to pound hard on him, and that's why they've been fined. And the EFCC should respect the rule of law. Even as we're talking about the likes of Betta and all of that, the rule of law in their cases should be respected. We can't have an EFCC that just think they can right of people. We all need to be careful, and we all need to take more care and precaution.
Yeah. Now, another story that broke out yesterday, quite a big one because it's on all social medias. It talked about TB Joshua, the BBC investigation. There are reports that they think they released it yesterday. Now, reactions, I did a bit of research, reactions from people. Some of them are calling out the BBC for trying to...
I think those very substantial investigation. And see, when a matter goes across international law, a nation should be concerned. One way or the other, this affects Nigeria as a nation. I don't know how this investigation has been taken on. Probably if the National Assembly can intervene, have an independent investigation to verify or ascertain all these things these people have. Because if we will not do that, we will not get to the end of the matter. Over the years, see, it is not today investigations and matters about TB Joshua, and lots of controversy have been coming out. But while he was alive, all those investigations were not substantiated, probably, due to many reasons. So if we can substantiate that, even remind you, let me remind you, the first time TB Joshua was ever mentioned and talked the need to investigate him was in 1996 on a show done by a man then of blessed memory, a big radio titan called Kolawole Olawuyi. He used to do Iriri on in 1996. I remember Saturday morning on AM. Then FM was not the norm. It was on AM. I used to listen to that program. That was the first time I ever heard of synagogue. Then he had not even built this big church he has today. Then it was still just wood and everything. Those was his infancy stage. So all of this dates back to 1996. And we've not had anybody that has been able to effectively look into independent of the accusers and independent, of TB Joshua himself. And I think that's what we should do to be able to get to the end of all of this matter. These accusations are hard, they're overwhelming, they're strong, and there's something we should look into.
But other people are saying let the dead sleep, let the dead breathe. That it's no longer here. Let just let it go. That maybe
so if just enough, really, I think you should investigate, even though those people are dead. I think it's only right. So how about the people that are victims of those allegations? What should they do? Because a man is dead, they should just move on like nothing ever happened to them. That's why I say we should need a proper verification across board, pure and simple. Because I've been hearing some things, so even the church has said, okay, they dismiss it. That some of these people talking are the people that were sent out of church. Yeah, somebody was telling me about someone that wanted to have a possible sex change, and that's why I said let an independent body review across board all of these allegations today. And I just cited one to you, quoting Kolawole issue that date back to 1996. 1996, he did an expose on it. That's why people say investigative journalism. In the 90s, Kolawole led the way with insightful, very touching, rendering story, and he had a lot of mass listenership.
That was a very big show those days. I remember the show is massive.
What?
As I remember, the program was a very massive one those days. As in the listenership for that.
Classic radio programs. He had a famous saying that Kolawole Olawuyi. Ẹni tó bá ní ká má bọ̀ láwọn ní débánlé nǹkan ń bẹ mẹ́wàá ń ṣe lọ́dún níyàn ẹni ọba kan ló mọ̀. Very, very.
It's the incumbent that I know. Incumbent, I do. Yeah. Whoa. It's chill, because
that's some real radio. We went up in this morning. Real radio history.
Now this has really roughened a lot of feathers. Nigeria, we are very religious people. So like you said, this should be properly investigated. If they could, so that we'll know where we are heading, because it doesn't tell well of our image internationally. It doesn't tell well. So there are different views on this issue. Okay, thank you so much, Rufai. We're going for a commercial break. When we come back, the conversation will continue. Keep it here. Do not change the dial. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos Airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or
at 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, First Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafte Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
You're listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I have the honors this morning to introduce Obed Awede. Is the chairman, editorial board, Politics Now newspaper. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mary.
How are you doing today? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Okay, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining. Now, Tunji Ojo is someone that a lot of us respect because looking at what he's been doing in his Ministry of Interior, the passport, immigration, trying to do a lot of work there. So we even said yesterday that he's one of the performing minister of this administration. But the news, this Betta Edu Gate, just rubbed off on him, although he came out to say it's not true, but there is a lot more to this. I'd like you to speak on this issue.
Well, the Betta Edu case is turning out to be this in better life for APC chieftains. So it's like all of them are just seeing all money budgeted for vulnerable people, which runs into billions of dollars, because you can actually justify the budget of the humanitarian ministry. Billions of naira, because we have 133 plus million multidimensional people in multidimensional poverty. We have so much, so we need money. So they're pumping billions into that project. And for every one of them, it's like, this is where we can make more money, and so on and so forth. You know, if you know the story of Tunji Ojo, he was chairman of the House of Reps committee on NDDC in the last administration.
Yeah.
I remember when Akpabio was minister for Niger Delta, and there were accusations that were made against him as chairman of that committee that his companies were benefiting from contracts under the NDDC. You know, they made against Woboshi, who was the Senate chairman, and they run into billions of naira. They made against Tunji Ojo's company also that he was benefiting from NDDC for contracts. So I'm not surprised when they say that he has a company where he was lamely excusing himself that, oh, it's my company, yes, but I'm no longer on the board. But that's not the issue. How did the company get the contract? If we know the way government works in this country, the company could only get a contract because he had somebody like Tunji Ojo as the founder. And 400 and something million, why do you give such contract to somebody who is already in government? What this has revealed, the Betta Edu case and the fallouts, the scandal, the multi-dimensional scandal from coming out of that case, is that government officials in this country set up They set up companies, they give the contracts to themselves, they execute it, they take everything, and they look for small people that they give small sub-contracts. That is why the public sector, even those, that is despite the fact that it's the largest spender in this economy, does not have an impact on the economy. Because the people who are in government that are getting fat allowances and salaries and the rest of them are the ones who have set up the companies, are the ones executing the contracts. So everything flows within that limited circle. Every year you get trillions, but it's not impacting the economy. People run big businesses, they're not getting contract. They go to this man who has a big contract, he gives them a small contract, part of it, a very small thing that they use to pay salaries and just survive, and so on. So that is the real crisis we have. We have people in government that are thieves, that have set up companies to also execute government contracts, and so we are not seeing the impact on the economy at all. But they will tell you that, we have spent so much, we are giving contractors so much, we are giving them so much money, we have put money into the economy, and so on. But the economy is this limited set of people that are in government and that have linked to people in government. It's very unfortunate. I just pray that the president, drawing from what he did yesterday, his strength, we said in the morning that he should have suspended the minister. He did that yesterday. We just hope that is something he's going to do going forward. That is to actually look at processes and be able to come out and say, look, if you have been tainted in any way, you should go. We agree. Tunji is doing a fantastic job in the Ministry of Interior. That is based on what we've been seeing so far. But you see, he launched the program yesterday, the contactless program for the immigration service that you could apply and get your passport. But we all know that the problem with the program is not the technology, it's the fact that these people put firewalls, even in the technology, that at the point you find that you cannot go beyond maybe paying or something and so on, and you have to look for those officers to bypass the firewall and you get through. We pray that these things work better. But of course, anybody found in that scam should actually face the consequences. Whether he's the best person in the world, if there's anything the president should do to send a very strong message, is that these people should not be in his government.
It should not be business as usual. As this corruption case is coming up, more should come, and the president should really cut through.
Yes, the president should. Yes, the president should actually take the bull by the horns. But our problem is that we always know, I'm sorry to use this word, the people who say that Tinubu is a fantastic politician. When they say you're a fantastic politician in this country, what they mean is that you know how to grease palms, you know how to oil your machine, you have to do. The oiling of the machine comes from all these contracts and things like that. If he can commit class suicide, honestly, and say, look, I'm sorry, this is that happened in the past, but it will happen under the government, they will get progress. But if he's as usual, they can say, okay, we come out to a report. We found that they were not really involved like that. It was just, allegations. After all, the money was not even spent, and the owner of the company is not even, the minister is no longer there. That we can go on, then we will have changed, because what is happening in the Edu's ministry is happening probably in the other 47 ministries.
The approach of China to all of this. If it's what China now, the outcome. In China, they don't joke with things like this. And corruption has really reduced there. So
yes, I was saying that, and that if we don't have the death penalty for corruption, we won't make any change. That's why look at all the penalties for corruption in this country. You can do a plea bargain. You give some back to the government, and then you keep some, and then you go free. Then maybe in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years or whatever, so somebody comes who is a new president or whatever, he grants you pardon. Or you get 2 years for stealing billions of naira. But the man who steals chicken, if you get the judgment for course, you think that he stole all the money in this country, and so on and so forth. So corruption has not been taken seriously as a major crime, but it is the biggest crime in this country, because the reason why people are dying in hospitals, why the roads are bad and people are dying on the roads, is the reason why the inflation has gone up so high and we cannot make progress in this country. So if you have strong laws for corruption, and I believe the death penalty is the strongest law you should have for corruption, if you are found like this, you have appropriated money, they just take you to the one public square and shoot you. After the judgment, there's no question of there's no because it's the biggest crime. That's the reason why we have problems.
If imagine all the money that was stolen, if they were actually used for what they're supposed to be used for, I don't think we'll be. You're right. We won't be having a lot of all these problems. But some people will say that measure is too strict, or that one of death sentence for corruption. That
no, they're not strict.
Look,
no. Look, Mary, let me tell you, they still have the death sentence for robbery in this country. You know that now.
Yes.
You know that they have the death sentence for robbery. And I remember that when Oshomole was governor of Edo State, while other people were committing death sentences of life imprisonment and the rest, he said no. If you committed a crime and that's the law, you should be punished for it. What is a robbery? You get to somebody, you get to his place, you break into his house, you steal his things, and the rest of them, and they arraign you, and then they now go to court and say you committed a robbery, and then they sentence you maximum death. We add all those things and the rest of them. But imagine somebody who steals, let me even be modest, 1 billion naira that is meant to bring in oxygen to an ICU center. And then oxygen is not provided, and people die from the process. And because these things are not directly linked to people in government, how can you say is that one that killed the person? These are not everything about budgeting for roads. You don't spend it, you eat it. For hospitals, you don't do it, you eat it. For education and the rest of them, they all have consequences, and some of them are fatal in the sense that people die from their families are hurt, and families never recover. So if you don't get laws that are strong, you won't do it. But unfortunately, we will not get there. You know why? The people making the laws, those executing it, and those educating it, they are all in the same pot. They are the same table. They are all sharing the gravy. So it's everything we will say about, they should do this one and so on. They say, boy, leave this thing. Now waiting. I don't money with them. Then they'll keep us informed. So that's why we'll keep talking about these things. But progress will be very, very far, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, Obeda. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Enjoy the rest of it.
Thanks a lot, Mary.
Yeah.
Have a great day, yes.
Yeah. So the phone lines are open, it's open now for you to join the conversation. Let's get to hear from you. What's your take in all of this? Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, Mary, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. You're my first caller, Peter Amonsen from Shomolu. Good morning to you, sir.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mary.
Yes.
That is money. We want to recover money. Everybody that is involved, in this investigation, when it is proven that you have a hand in it, you must go to jail. Edu, or whether Joe is company, it just baffles me that majority of those people in this Tinubu's company are those people that one way or the other, their agencies or their ministry have been investigated in the past. They did not come out clean. Like Agbabio now, like this Ojo in NNDC. And today they are here. Let them investigate everybody. And even this president himself, we will have to investigate everything. If you have finished in a school, and then after 4 years, that school was established, we must investigate that. And the major investigation for me, you said bandits killed 7 in Benue, and many are missing. So bandits are still killing in Nigeria, and Buhari is holding tight to the list of the names of the people, more than 400, that Dubai sent to us. Buhari must be investigated. These names must be collected because we are talking about human life here. How can Nigerians still be killed? And the former president of Nigeria that received the list of the people that are sponsoring terrorism and banditry in Nigeria is still working free with the list of the names of those people. Why can't you make it the first thing to collect that list from Buhari, and then let us get these people, and then so that we nip it in the bud, the problem of kidnapping, the problem of killing Nigerians. Enough should be enough. If he doesn't collect that list from Buhari, I will call on United Nations to come and ask Buhari, why is he holding tight? Is his name there? Is Tinubu name there? Is Peter Amonsen name there? Take it out. Let Nigerians know.
Thank
you and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you, Peter Amonsen. I appreciate you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Y for WhatsApp is 0700 903 903 9. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and location?
My name is Fred. I'm calling from Forgery.
Okay, Mr. Fred, turn down the volume on the radio set and speak up so that we can all hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can also hear your radio, and your voice is low too.
This corruption we are talking about now, it has rendered so many people useless in Nigeria. I'm a victim of it. Let me tell you, I work in Chevron as a contractor, security contractor. So we work for 12 years. After 12 years, they give them money to settle us. They did not give us that money. Many people die as a result of that. You look at me now. Even right now, I don't have anything with me. To eat is a problem. Even last year, July, the lawyer came again, said that we have won the case. Up till now. We never knew that the lawyer just want to play us prank. And he collected money from us, 5,000 everybody. Up till now, we have not seen anything. These are corruption. It's not only government. They should fight this corruption. It has really rendered many people useless in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. I hope you get your money. I hope you get your money so you can live the kind of life that you want. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Auntie Mary.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location?
My name is Raphael. I'm calling from Kenya.
Okay, Mr. Raphael, go ahead.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
Happy
Welcome
New
back.
Year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Auntie Mary. See, until we start telling ourselves the truth and actually do what you're supposed to do in this country, we are not going anywhere. Just like your analyst said, there should be a capital punishment for corruption in this country. If anybody is indicted or find guilty of stealing our national treasury of money, they should be killed. We cannot get out of this. Look at former President Obasanjo saying that it is the coming generation that will pay for the debt that they have been killed all the years back. I mean, this is just getting out of hand, honestly. We're not happy about it. People are just saying, okay, it is because of how almost everybody, even the kids now, know what happened about this one that just happened, that they have to suspend her. That is why the president has to take this action of suspending her. If not, that one, they will sweep it under the carpet and it will go. And many other ones will continue to happen like this. And will continue to wallow in poverty. It's very annoying. I will continue to say God will help us, and that is the prayer we're praying. God will help us in this country.
Amen. Oh. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 is the number. You can send a WhatsApp message to us. I'll read it. Let me go to YouTube and take some of the messages here on YouTube. I haven't done that for a while. Creative Touch says, in regards to passport, how are they making it easy for us in diaspora to be able to renew our passport? Too much corruption here in diaspora. I think he spoke about that yesterday. Tunji also talked about it, that they are working on it by March. All of that will be sorted. So even if you're in diaspora, you'll be able to do it without a lot of hassle. Okay. And Tracy Jacobin says, thank you, Rufai, saying it how it is. Okay. And I have Asoye says, Mary, you know EIA, you be Lagos girl. EIA. I hope I pronounce it well. Yeah, I know the show. I know that show. I think I've heard about it. Innocent Okoye said, good morning, Mary. My name is Nnemeka from Ejigbo. This matter will never rest until the country do something about it. Thank you very much for your message. I'll go back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You are on. Okay, I lost that call. Call me back, please. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location?
Mr. Good from Okota.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning to you.
Coming to that corruption, I think the best penalty is death penalty. As Rufai said, that's the only option to save the image of this country. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. But it wasn't Rufai that said that. It was Obed is one saying that if we have strict measures in place, people will not, they will be careful before they engage in corrupt practices. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Mary. Good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning to you. Happy New Year. Good to hear your voice. Udo, I think.
Also, you know my voice.
Of course.
Like.
Of course.
I support what you know, they talk. They punish anyone, even to kill any of the corrupt persons. And secondly, our this year, any of the voters from Senate or House of Reps, let they check all of them. That's my contribution. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Now, let's take some WhatsApp messages. I have this one from Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. Says, good morning, Mary. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. You are highly welcome and good to have you back. Thank you so much. To probe Edu is a good one. Mr. President have to fight corruption even though his ways are corrupt. Who told you his ways are corrupt, brother? Be careful of your allegation. Huh? Do you have facts to back it up? Obi lavish federal government over excess borrowing. Yes, the way the federal government is borrowing is too alarming. What provision are they making to pay back? Yes, CBN governor should be questioned to tell us the reason for naira scarcity. Thank you very much, Prince Ayotek, for your message. Benjamin from Shogule said, good morning, Mary. Betta should bury her head in shame of what is happening presently in her ministry. No need of seeing the president. Let her face the investigation panel squarely and see what comes out of it. If found wanting, then face the wrath of the law. I want to say to the president that corruption can only be fought and won by punishing the offenders. If not, corruption will continue to increase. Benjamin, thank you for your message. And Frank Onero from USA said Nigeria borrowing billions of dollars and trillions of naira for people like Betta Edu, Farouk Diziani, Sarika and their likes to steal and loot for their own benefit and to buy yachts, buy cars for first ladies and for lawmakers. Until we start punishing this set of people, Nigeria go nowhere. Frank Onero, thank you for sending your message. Imobi Frank from Alimosho says, good morning, Mary. The wind is about to start blowing in the country and serious revelation will be revealed if the president will not spare anyone as a sacred cow. Betta Edu, Tunji and the rest cohort should be investigated thoroughly and the needful should be done. With that, there will be a way forward. Imobi Frank, thank you for your message. Your message is long. From Abdul Latif. It's quite long. I'll just take the first paragraph. Good morning, VOP. With all these unfortunate things happening here and there non-stop, does it mean that Nigeria as a country does not have an accurate database of her citizens through all the name, BVN, SIM, registration, and all of that? It's a taboo. The government cannot send directly to people's account rather than giving huge amount of money to unscrupulous leaders that will continue to misappropriate it. Can't we learn from developed country? Your message is quite interesting, but let me stop there so that I can take calls. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Good morning to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, this is Chips calling from UK.
Yeah, good. I know it's you. Go ahead, sir.
It's good for us to suggest, the kind of punishment to be meted to, people found with corruption. But the first thing we have to deal with first is, making sure we hold people accountable. Because without holding people accountable, how are you going to convict them? You see, just like Peter Monse said, the list provided to Buhari from UAE of sponsors of terror. Yeah? Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that list to date. So this is what is actually going. In fact, let me predict what will happen. After 5 days, we will forget about this. this Betta or whoever or Joe, we will forget about it. That is the issue. The issue is not the punishment. Because even right now, the punishment we have, if we have people who can stand their ground and say, have stolen, go to social distance, according to the law, it is sufficient enough to scare them away. So the issue is not the punishment. The issue is who is going to probe them. Who is going to say, this person, which judge is going to even do that? Don't we remember the case of Ojo Zokalo? Amen.
Thank you.
It's New Year,
yeah,
right?
It's a new
Let's
year.
hope that this wind that is blowing will open all the foul nyash. Thank you.
Sorry. Apology for that. Thank you so much for calling. Apologies for the word. For that word, it's not appropriate for radio. Another message here. Let me take this one. Okay. Morning crew, you cannot build your house on lies, deception, propaganda, and eye service, and you expect the house to prosper. It's the reality. Like Obi said, if the foundation that brought you into power is not credible, you can never be credible. From the day of your president came into power, our president came into power, it's been sorrow, tears, blood. He said he will continue the Buhari legacy, okay, but he has outlived it. All institution has been pocketed. Our security people have been turned to politicians. Okay, thank you very much for your message. It's quite long, but thank you, Adayo from Fagba, for sending in your message this morning. Let me go take some calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and location?
It's Chinyere calling from Ketu.
Hey, Madam Chinyere, good to hear your voice. Good to have you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Welcome. Good to hear from you. Go ahead.
Based on issue on the ground, the corruption started from the offset. So there is not, if they don't do anything concerning it, it will continue going like that. We are talking about the president. The president is the head of the country.
Yes.
And everything is supposed to handle by him. But if he not handle it, who else will do that? So people are suffering. That is just the truth. We are suffering. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Let them do something about that, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chinyere. Okay, we're going to round off with messages because of the time. So I'll just squeeze in one or two messages here, then we'll be done. Now, I have Eunice from Ijeoma. Said the documentary came at the wrong time. The man of God supposed to defend himself, whether what their findings are truth. I can't take it seriously. It looks more like an allegation. Okay, thank you very much for your message. Alex from Shomolu said, until we implement capital punishment like death penalty without the option of plea for corrupt practices in Nigeria, the issue of corruption would never be addressed. Thank you, Alex from Shomolu, for your message. And Peter from Germany says, good morning, Mary. Babangida was the embodiment of institutionalized corruption, firmly established himself as, okay, why are we talking about him today? Thank you so much. That's not a conversation. Another message here, C said TC from Ojo Lagos said, good morning, Mary. The only practical way to fight corruption in Nigeria is to sanitize INEC, the agency that organizes election, but compromise the process and give us corrupt individuals who are not really the choice of the people. Corruption will never stop in Nigeria, and for we continue to have bad glitch infested electoral process. Okay, thank you for your message, and thank you to you for being part of the conversation this morning, for sending your messages, for calling, for going to YouTube, subscribing, sharing, loving VOP. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. Coming up next is Ogendigbo. I'll be here again at 9:30 for Business Around Town. Keep it here. Do not change the dial. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
For the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42.